Mikris basically is a family name. We actually migrated from Syria on the invitation of Shah Jahan as advisors to Shah Jahan.
Every Bangalorean has heard of Makri Circle. Most of you have crossed its wide roads, passed beneath its flyover, or paused at its signal. But how many truly know the heartwarming story behind this iconic landmark? Stories and myths swirl around Makri Circle, but the real tale is one of compassion, generosity, and service to the city. In this episode, we uncover the true legacy of the Makri Circle. A story rooted in the kindness of the Makri family, the renovation of Bangalore's first mosque, the historic Sangeem Jamia Masjid, and the philanthropic deeds of Inayatullah Makri during the Wadeyar era and India's freedom struggle. Join us as we travel. Thank you, dear viewer, for joining us once again on this journey through forgotten chapters of history. Stay with us as we revisit a story filled with nostalgia, a story whose echoes are slowly fading from the hearts of the people. Centuries ago, the Makris began their journey from the distant lands of Syria, answering the call of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. It is believed that the first of their clan, Hazrat Sayyid Mahmud-e-Bahri Makri, sailed across the Arabian Sea and arrived on the coast of Gujarat. From there, destiny led him to the imperial court of Shah Jahan, where he and his family became trusted advisors to the Mughal throne. Over time, the Makri lineage carved its name into the pages of Indian history, serving not only the mighty Mughals but also the Maharajas of Mysore and various rulers across the land.
Settled down in Bangalore, in Mysore, Bangalore, Tamil Nadu. But most of them were in Bangalore, settled down in Bangalore.
Today, we shine a light on Inayatullah Makri, a man of resilience and quiet strength. Born in 1898 in the city of Tirupattur, Tamil Nadu, his life took a tragic turn when he lost his father to the plague at just 2.5 years old. But adversity did not break his spirit. Raised in a family of stature and learning, Inayatullah completed his early education in Tamil Nadu, preparing himself for a greater calling. At the young age of 17, driven by a passion for justice, he joined the Indian National Congress and took an active role in the freedom struggle. His fight for India's independence led to his imprisonment in Madras Central Jail, where he shared a cell block with towering leaders like C. Rajagopalachari and E. V. Ramaswamy.
So, yeah, Inayatullah Makri will be your great grandfather.
No, my grandfather.
Your
My
grandfather.
father's father.
Okay.
After that, he came down to Bangalore with his uncle. He stayed down in Bangalore, and then from there he continued his journey into power. He was in politics. He was into philanthropy. He was into social service.
Fine.
Inayatullah Makri was.
In those days, the humble bullock cart ruled the roads of Bangalore. For the growing civil constructions of the cantonment area, sand was brought from the distant Hebbal Lake, far beyond the city limits. But the path from Hebbal Lake to what we now know as Sri Ramana Maharishi Park at Makri Circle was no easy road. It was steep, treacherous, and unforgiving. Day after day, bullocks and horse carts strained against the rugged terrain. The weight of the sand, the sharp inclines, and the uneven ground pushed these animals to their limits. Many fell mid-journey, their legs broken, their spirits crushed. Each fall was a painful blow not just to the animals, but also to the men who depended on them, and to the growing city desperate for its building blocks.
Hebbal Lake. Hebbal Lake was very famous for construction sand. The cheapest and easiest mode of transport for those days was bullock carts. They used to bring loads of sand. It was going to reach the Hebbal Lake. It was a steep descent.
Okay.
So while going, it was not a problem. While coming up with load of sand, the cattle, the bullocks would break their legs. So he himself was Inayatullah Mikri was a military contractor serving the Mysore Lancers in those days.
Okay.
So that time he saw the plight of the animals because supply was affected by that. Because every now and then cattle used to break the legs. Supply, if somebody wanted the urgent sand, he wouldn't get. So he saw that difficulty. He decided, okay, he'll level that entire Hebbal tank
Slope, yeah.
slope, and he started filling up less waste there. And it took a few days, and then Maharaja again to know that this is leveled
Okay.
because it was during his time. It was he asked his diwan,
Businessman.
who's done this, whether it was done by the Mysore regime or some private person. He said, my friend Inayatullah Mikri, he's a military contractor serving the Mysore Lancers. He's done this on his own cost. Ask him to produce the bills. I will reimburse it. The Mysore regime will reimburse it. And Father, when approached by
Diwan.
Mirza Ismail, he politely said, no, this on humanitarian conditions I've done this. I don't want to take any money from anybody. So Maharaja Mysore instructed Sir Mirza Ismail, get this square done. It will be named after Inayatullah Mikri. This was 1936.
1936. और इनका इंतकाल कब हुआ?
1990, November 1990.
He took it upon himself to level the treacherous path, not for fame, not for recognition, but out of pure compassion. The cost? A staggering 10,000 rupees, a fortune in those times. But for Makri, the relief of the voiceless beasts was worth every coin. Beneath the gaze of Sir John Hope, governor of the Madras Presidency, the square was inaugurated. At its center, a lamp post with 5 shining lights rose from the earth, a beacon of gratitude, surrounded by a garden lovingly tended by ward officers. In 1965, a legacy was carved into the city's heart. Through a state gazette, R. M. Patil, Minister of Home and Municipal Administration, officially named this landmark Inayatullah Mikri Circle, a tribute to a man whose compassion shaped Bangalore's roads. Inayatullah Mikri was more than a civic leader, a municipal
municipal councillor for almost 20 years for the serving municipal cantonment area. That time it was Bangalore cantonment.
Okay.
That covered Shivaji Nagar, Benson Town, Pottery Town. It was all secluded area. You couldn't get into cantonment very easily.
Yeah.
Because it was cordoned off by the military. Civilians were out of bounds to enter cantonment. It was only basically military. And then he was even municipal commissioner, the first municipal commissioner of Bangalore. That is after independence.
Okay.
And that is the time when Nehru came. He addressed Nehru in the capacity of municipal commissioner.
In 1936, Makri made his home in a quiet bungalow in Benson Town, a place that became much more than a residence. Its doors welcomed statesmen and visionaries, its halls filled with the voices of leaders shaping a new nation. Even today, his descendants reside in that very home, where the walls still whisper stories of sacrifice, service, and the making of history. Let's travel back in time to an era of conflict and courage. The Anglo-Mysore Wars, during which the Kingdom of Mysore stood defiantly against the tides of British Empire. In these turbulent times, a man of wisdom and conviction emerged, Mohyuddin Makri, a judge from the noble Makri family. The Makri family had members spread across various kingdoms in India. In 1799, the fall of Srirangapatna marked the crumbling of the kingdom, scattering many lives. Some found favor with the British, while others disappeared into the pages of forgotten history. Yet, from these ruins, hope arose. In 1836, long after the cannons had fallen silent, Mohyuddin Makri returned to that broken mosque. He repaired and renovated the Sangin Jamia Masjid. Brick by brick, he restored its dignity, along with the spirit of his people.
Mohiuddin Mekri also is part of the family. This is during the Hyder Ali time. Hyder Ali Tipu Sultan. He was, I'm told, he was the Chief Justice of Hyder Ali that time.
Okay.
He was instrumental, I'm told, in bringing the judiciary to Mysore state that time.
Okay. And he was the person responsible for the renovation of the mosque of Sangin Jamia Masjid in
Yes.
1836.
Yes, yes, I'm told that.
In the years that followed, the Mekri family's bond with the mosque grew even stronger. Generation after generation, they quietly dedicated themselves to serving the mosque. To truly understand the essence of this mosque, we invite you to watch our episode titled Sangin Jamia Masjid, the first mosque of Bangalore. In the heart of this great city, one place still carries their name, Mekri Circle, a reminder that the past endures, guiding future generations. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through time. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel and be part of our quest to uncover the forgotten chapters of Bangalore. Stay with us, as we return soon, to reveal another hidden gem from the city's timeless heritage.